Hi, my name is Jesse Precious and I'm a physics and math teacher. And today we have a physics problem from external body WAEC 1997. And this particular question falls under momentum, which is one of the topics you would encounter in physics. So I'm going to try to explain this within a short period and also solve it. Solution. First, let's have an assessment of the problem. A ball of mass 0.1 kg approaching a tennis player with a velocity of 10 meters per second is hit back in the opposite direction with a velocity of 50 meters per second if the time of impact between the racket and the ball is 0.01 seconds. Calculate the magnitude of force with which the ball is hit. Solution. To do this, I want to show you this. I'm giving you this as an analogy. Consider this a Cartesian plane where a ball tends towards this direction, and this is an obstacle. We're calling it OB. Now, once this ball encounters this obstacle, it tends to travel backwards. And if we consider this with respect to the X and Y Cartesian plane, you find that when it tended towards this direction, the ball was, would I say, traveling towards increase, or you say the positive side of X. But as it encounters this particular obstacle, it travels towards the negative side of X, some opposite reaction. And this moves me on to explain the third law of momentum or motion, which states that to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if this ball had a velocity v, once it hit this obstacle and travels in the opposite direction, since velocity is a vector, it becomes negative v, positive v, negative v. So the ball was thrown at the tennis ball player, and once it hit the racket, the conservation of momentum will propel this ball to travel in the opposite direction as a reaction, which makes the velocity which it had before then to become negative. And then we also have to move into this formula where we have I'm sure you are aware of this formula. And here we have that mass is given by 0.1 kg. This particular formula comes from the third law of momentum or motion, and we have a velocity which is 15. That is the velocity of the racket with which the ball was hit, minus, now due to the conservation of momentum and the opposite reaction of the initial force velocity of the ball, we are going to now say negative 10 divided by 0.01 second, and that will give you 25 times 0.1, which would give you 2.5. 2.5 divided by 0.01 would be equivalent to 250, and that becomes the force, 250 Newton. Subscribe and follow for more. Bye.